Hi, this is Scott Johnson, and I'm here with you today to share with you about how to get what you really want in life. It's often all too easy to fall off the path of motivational curves and directions where it concerns what it is we really want. Oftentimes we find ourselves living somebody else's dream. Somebody said, well, climb the ladder of success. And then someone else says, well, I did, but I found out my ladder was on somebody else's wall. So we put this video together for you to help you learn how to get you really, really what you want. And we start out by doing this by asking right questions. It's very important that we learn that, we're always continuously asking questions within our own selves, within our own mind. And it's oftentimes those very questions that lead us into a life of futility or delusion or we're stumbling around. And so I want to help you with that. So let's get started here. First of all, why are questions so important? Well, questions are important because it directs really the thoughts of your life. What you're pondering, what you're asking yourself, creates thoughts, and it's those thoughts that direct what we call focus. It's what those things you begin to encounter and begin to think about and ponder about over and over and over. And it's that focus really that affects your feelings in a dramatic way. Feelings have a lot to do with the decisions you make on a day-to-day basis, and in turn, that will affect your actions. And as you move forward in life and continue in those actions, guess what? Well, you're going to get results, and those results are going to affect you in a positive way or in a negative way. Hopefully, after this video, it will affect you in a more positive way, where it concerns your destiny and what it is you really want. Somebody said, well, I don't like the results that I'm getting in my life right now. Well, so what we need to do then is reverse engineer this process. If you don't like the results that you're getting, then let's look at the actions, what it is you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Where are you going? What are your actions? And then back that up a little bit. Well, am I stepping out and moving in and doing these things? Well, because the feelings, and it's those feelings that we do and we are what we feel on a day-to-day basis that affect us dramatically. And those things, of course, come from our focus. What we focusing on, well, we need to change our focus. How do we do that? Well, we change the thoughts that we're thinking. And how do we change our thoughts? We begin to ask different questions. So I hope you're seeing the importance of questions here. There are two different types of questions that we're continuously asking ourselves. One is those that are disempowering, those disempowering questions, and then there are, of course, empowering questions. What's the difference? Well, let's look at some examples of what a disempowering question might be. A disempowering question might be, how come I'm so broke? Maybe you have asked yourself this question. Maybe you've heard somebody else ask themselves this question. Why am I so broke? Well, there's an inner voice on the inside of every one of us that will always answer questions. And if you're asking disempowering questions, then you're going to get disempowering answers. Answers to why I'm so broke could be, well, because you made all of these mistakes in your past, because you overspent, you overextended. You should not have bought that house. You should not have made that decision. You're incapable of saving. That's the reason why. So these are all disempowering answers that will come from a question like this. Well, let's look at another example here. Somebody might ask the question, why do I feel so lonely? Well, what's the answer? Well, it'd be the disempowering, because we ask a disempowering question, we'll get a negative disempowering answer. Because you are unlovable, that might be one of the answers that will come from the inner voice. You're unlovable because of what you've done to yourself, or because of the way you look, or because of what you were told as a young child that you were an introvert, and so these are beliefs about who we are as people, and they profoundly impact how we feel in life. It directly impacts than our actions, and our actions get the results that we're getting. Okay, here's another example. Why can't I seem to lose weight? Well, a disempowering answer to that would be, well, because you eat too much, because of some past decision you made, because I am unlovable, because nobody cares about me. There could be many different reasons and beliefs that surround this type of question. All right, so if these are disempowering questions and they're getting disempowering answers, what do we need to do? We need to change the question. We need to ask ourselves a more empowering question. Well, what would that look like? An empowering question totally would look different in a dramatic way. You see, the inner voice that you have will always give you answers to the questions you ask. So what we need to do is ask questions that will get you what you really want. Empowering questions will really affect your life in a dramatic way. It will increase your personal effectiveness by at least 300%. Did you hear that? 300%. So what are some examples of how we could reword the questions that we ask ourselves? How about, how could I be relieved of these financial challenges, have abundance in my life, and enjoy the process? You see, that's an empowering question. And the answer to that from your inner voice, it will give you the directions and the decisions and the things you need to do to move forward. All right, so here's another example. How can I release these unwanted pounds and be excited about doing it? See, that's a much more positive question, and you're going to get a positive answer. Your own inner heart will begin to lead you into things and areas that you know that are important and will literally dramatically affect your life in a positive way. All right, so I hope you're seeing how questions are valuable and important and how we ask them. There have been several books written on this topic, and I encourage you to pursue those. But let's ask another question that's really important to all of us, a key question, which says, what do I want? See, most people don't really know what they want. And the reason why they don't really know what they want, I mean, we're talking beyond the new house, something that catches your eye, a new dress in this department store. We're not talking about buying things, although those are legitimate questions. But in the context of what we're talking about here, what do you really want? See, we all start out in life with dreams and ambitions, and we're aspiring toward greatness. And as we grow up, we face challenges and disappointments and discouragements. We make wrong decisions, and they lead us down paths that we don't really want to go, and we just end up there by default. Well, not really. That's because of decisions we've made. But in the end, what happens is, we started out with a pencil in hand, writing down our goals and dreams and ambitions. And then as we get older, we turn the very same pencil around and we begin to erase those dreams, goals, and aspirations. And pretty soon we don't even remember that we had them. And it isn't until we really work with somebody and begin to talk to them about life expansion, what does that mean to them, that they begin to think, well, wait a second, I did have this dream, I did have this goal, I did have this motivating thing on the inside of me. And see, that's the thing. Every one of us have been given something very, very unique from our Creator. And it's a passion. It's a passion that's blended from God. God gave it to us, and it blends in a unique way with our own personality, our temperaments, and we become very unique individuals. And when we discover that passion, and then we begin to find the value in that passion, you see, every passion, and what I mean by this is an authentic desire, your authentic core desire. What is it that makes you cry? What is it that excites you? What is it that motivates you? Okay, and those are the things we tend to forget as we get older, and then we move into amnesia. We forget who we once were. And what we need to do is rediscover the passion in our life, rediscover the value in that passion,